welcome back to the Forgotten Age campaign with Jenny Barnes. This is the fourth scenario, the Boundary Beyond. Just gonna try to get things more centered on the camera. Alright, so we have Jenny, the investigator deck is assembled. We have our encounter deck, which is assembled. We have our Explorer deck. So we are on the standard setting. Skulls are -1, -3 if you are in an ancient location. That will make some sense in a minute. The cultists are reveal another token. If you fail, place 1 doom on a cultist enemy. The tablet, there's 1 cultist in the bag. The tablets are reveal another token. If you fail and there is a serpent enemy at your location and attacks you, there are 2 tablets in the bag. And the last action is the Elder Thing. The last token on the scenario card is the Elder Thing. It's -4. If you fail, place 1 clue from the token pool on the nearest ancient location. Alright, the Boundary Beyond, scenario 4. Rays of hot yellow sunlight beat down on you from above as your car speeds down the dusty highways of southern Texas, just outside of San Antonio. It has been several days since you hit the road from Arkham on your way to Mexico City, where you may be able to get answers from some of Alejandro's associates, or even better, from his adversaries in academia. Your recent investigations in Arkham uncovered much, but despite all the knowledge you laid bare, the trail went cold soon after. The Brotherhood that you exposed in Arkham has all but vanished from the city. Its members left behind little information as to their next objective, other than the name, the Nexus of Nakai, a place of power that Ichtaca believes is the Brotherhood's ultimate destination. Enigmatic as ever, the Etzli warrior sits in the passenger seat next to you. She is tense and coiled like a spring, the forged leather seat offering her little comfort. Alright, so we're going to read if the relic is missing, which it is. We're going to read Growing Concern. The loss of the Etzli relic weighs heavily on your mind. Clearly, its value is more than simply academic. It holds a power within it that you cannot yet begin to fathom. You are certain that the shadowy Brotherhood is behind its disappearance, but for what purpose? Remove the Relic of Ages for stalling the future from the game. So the forestalling the future came with the Boundary Beyond scenario Mythos pack. So we are going to now put this out of the game because that was the one act that we failed to do when we were in the Threads of Fate scenario. Alright. The investigators have forged a bond with Ichtaca. We did, because we completed that act in the last scenario. She is included in our player deck. We're going to read Ichtaca's quest. How close are we? Ichtaca asks for the 100th time since departing from Arkham. We have to get to Anahuac as fast as we can. The longer we take, the more time the Brotherhood has to reach the Nexus. You recognize the old Aztec name from the Valley of Mexico and inform Ichtaca that you will be crossing the border into Mexico within the hour. She crosses her arms and grits her teeth. You suffer no ill effects. We're going to check the campaign log. We did rescue Alejandro, so we go to Alejandro's thoughts. Oh wait, I have 1 mental trauma because Izzy was there, so I'm going to put that on while I remember. Remember I had to search for Izzy, my personal weakness, and I was unable to do that action in part because it had the treachery card, which was going to make it cost 1 extra action to investigate. So it would have been actually a total of 3 actions to investigate. So I actually let that happen, and now I do have a mental trauma, but that could be worse. So I'm putting 7 resources on Jenny Barnes, 5 as normal, and I'm going to get another 2 because of this. Alejandro's thoughts. Throughout your journey, Alejandro scribbles endlessly in his journal, the sound of pencil scratching against paper, a constant reminder of his presence. He remains huddled in the back seat of the car, his knees keeping the journal still, his brow furrowed in thought. This Brotherhood is the least of our concerns, he says with an air of finality. I have been trying to decrypt the glyphs the device bears. The symbols are clearly not Aztec, nor Mayan, nor are they from any other Mesoamerican civilization for that matter. I believe there was some other place the relic belongs. somewhere it was taken from. Wouldn't you agree, Mrs. Taka? Ichtaca's already grim expression grows darker, her eyes narrowing. She doesn't bother to turn around in her seat before addressing Alejandro. It belongs somewhere meddlesome scholars cannot abuse its power, she replies in a cold tone, and that is the end of the discussion. Crossing the border into Mexico is a less stressful endeavor than you imagined it to be, due to Alejandro's connections. You are waved through customs with nary a stray glance, and soon enough you are on your way to Mexico City. And we begin the scenario with 2 additional resources. Check your supplies. Anyone investigator must cross off 1 gasoline. So I will do that now. Again, I took 2 gasolines but 0 provisions. And so that's done. A lot more flavor text here. So after arriving in Mexico City, you are disheartened to find very little information regarding the Brotherhood or the Nexus. You peruse the archives of the city's libraries and universities, but come up empty-handed. You can't find any of Alejandro's former colleagues in the city, and even his enemies refuse to speak to you, save for one, a woman named Padma Amarita, who studied Alejandro's work before he came to Arkham. She agrees to meet you at a trendy lounge in the southern part of the city late at night. Ichtaca remains a short distance away, observing your new informant silently. Padma knows a lot about Alejandro's research and even claims to have heard of the Nexus of Nakai, though she refuses to tell you how to find it. It's a fool's errand, she tells you. There is nothing to find, just a myth. Trust me, many have searched for it. None have found it. You point out that the Etzli people were not a myth, and she responds with a charming smile. Perhaps not. But all this about the Etzli people still being alive, undiscovered for centuries? She laughs heartily. Bourgeois, pure and simple. Come now, you don't expect real scholars to believe that, do you? Your eyes are drawn to Ichtaca, who is overhearing the conversation with crossed arms, her nails dug into her forearms. Padma's eyes wander over as well, the hint of a smirk on her lips. In any event, I apologize, but I don't have any information for you. Only a sap would continue this research any further. Good day. Padma leaves with another alluring smile, a sweet scent trailing behind her as she departs. Once she is out of sight, Ichtaca sits down next to you and you discuss your next move. After a week of failure after failure, she has grown impatient. You offer a few more suggestions regarding whom you could speak to next, but her mind is elsewhere. When you return to your hotel, she immediately retreats to her room to make preparations for tomorrow. You decide to settle in for the night, and before long your mind is meandering hazily into a dreamless slumber. In the far recesses of your awareness, however, you can hear Ichtaca reciting a cryptic incantation. Alright, so we gathered the Boundary Beyond encounter cards, the Temporal Flux encounter cards, and the 2 Poison encounter cards. And then since there were 2 tablets in the bag, we also added the Yig's Venom and the Guardians of Time encounter sets. We can ignore the Cultist encounter sets, which is nice. So in play, we have 6 locations. They all say present day. The Act deck, Act 1, crossing the threshold. As you depart the hotel, you realize that the landscape of the city has been altered. Silver lightning crackles in the sky overhead, and the earth rumbles deep below your feet. Monstrous, polypus entities float just beyond the clouds. What is going on? You yell to Ichtaca over the whistling wind. What is this place? One future, she replies enigmatically. After the first Tenochtitlan location enters play, by exploring successfully, advance. I'll put this there. Alright, so Agenda 1, the boundary broken. Ichtaca is already up and about when you awaken, donning her traditional armor, her bow on her back, and a long blade at her side. Something is wrong, she states cryptically. I only meant to peer through the boundary. Her eyes are bloodshot, her face pale as a ghost. You suspect she hasn't slept all night. It matters not. It is time you witnessed the fate that will befall humanity if we fail. Alright, so it appears like she was doing some kind of incantation all night. We woke up and things were creepy. So we're going to try to go exploring. Everything else is good. Alright, so let's get started with the scenario. So we are going to draw our opening hand. Sneak attack. Alejandro Vela. Hard knocks. Daring maneuver. Weakness. Overpower. Alright, I'm going to keep Alejandro. Keep hard knocks. Assets are pretty important. There are a few treacheries that will, a couple of treacheries that make you lose them. So I want to make sure I have some that I can shuffle back in my deck. And with the 3 replacements, I get perception, quick thinking, and emergency catch. Not the greatest of draws ever. Would have liked some sort of weapon, but we will make do with what we have here. Alright. I will start at Zukalo. Investigators can start at either Koaken or Zocalo. Now, look, I'm going to butcher these names. It is what it is. Alright, so I am going to, with my first action, put Alejandro in play. And I'm going to put Hard Knocks in play. So that's 4. And I'm going to move to the Metropolitan Cathedral. There's a shroud value of 3. It's an 2 actions on it. I can take a horror and draw 2 cards. Or if I have 6 or more cards in my hand, I can explore. Draw the top card of the exploration deck. If it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left corner, place it on this location, taking its place. Now you'll notice all the present day locations will have a similar explore mechanic. So unlike other scenarios in the Forgotten Age that we've seen, when you explore, the explore action is usually explained on the act or the agenda deck, and what it says is to put a connecting location into play. But now the locations you're looking for aren't connecting locations; they are only and entirely the location of the other versions of the location that you're already on. So in this exploration deck, there are 2 ancient red locations, 2 ancient green locations, 2 ancient orange locations, etc., etc., etc. And there are 4 treachery cards in there. So you're looking for basically 2 out of 16 cards, and you're hoping to avoid the 4 bad ones. So it does become a bit of variance that isn't always your friend, as you were trying to find the locations you need to successfully explore. So that was a pretty long-winded explanation of how Explore works in this scenario. Hopefully it made some sense. And we will now go to the enemy phase, because I did my 3 actions. No enemies in place, so we'll skip that upkeep phase. We will draw a card. We got Elusive. It's a great card to have. We will take 2 resources, and we will put 1 Doom on the agenda, and we will draw the topic counter card. It is Snake Scourge. Put Snake Scourge into play in your threat area. If you are poisoned, gain Surge. When you're not poisoned, treat each of your non-weakness item assets as if its text box were blank. Well, we have no item actions in play, so who cares? Investigation phase. I will take a horror, which I will put on Alejandro to draw 2 cards. Hopefully neither of these is a weakness, so we get Overpower, and we will get Flashlight. Alright, so we now have 6 cards, so I will explore, and hopefully we can get a little bit lucky and do this with 1 shot. So explore, we're looking for a red, that's a yellow, blue, yellow, yowza. Lost in Time. Shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck, moving all damage and horror from that asset to your investigator. So we are going to... That was my first... No, my second action, because my first action was to take a horror. So I'm going to shuffle Hard Knocks into my deck. So that wasn't great. So there's only 3 treacheries left in there. So we're still 50% more likely to pull one of those than one of the 2 red cards, but that's fine. Still have 6 cards, still hoping to get this done. Tempted to play an asset though to avoid. There's still one more loss in time in the encounter deck itself. What do I want to do? Let's explore one more time, and hopefully we don't get that lost in time there. So we're looking for a red. There we go. After Temples of Tenochtitlan enters play, place 1 doom on the nearest enemy. We have 0 enemies in play, so we can ignore that, which is great. As an action, we can place 1 doom on an enemy and discover 2 clues at this location. The shroud value is 2. The clue value is 2. However, we now have something to do. So we have successfully completed this objective. After the first Tenochtitlan location enters play by exploring, advance. In the distance, light seeps through a wide crack in the ground. As you approach it, you realize the chasm is not natural at all. Below, you see the sky as if it were peering into a reflection of the clouds above. Wisps of gray smoke emerge from the chasm, giving off a familiar bittersweet scent. You step through and resist the urge to vomit as the world spins upside down. When you open your eyes again, you are in another place, not somewhere, but somewhen. The investigator who just put a Tenochtitlan location into play by exploring successfully must test willpower 4. If he or she fails, he or she must search the collection for a random basic madness or injury weakness and shuffle it into his or her deck. Alright, so we are going to test. I can make it a 4 to a 4. Not feeling good about it, but it's worth playing quick thinking. The off chance that we can avoid this nonsense. So 4 to a 4, I pull that. So Elder Thing, -4. If you fail, place 1 clue from the token pool on the nearest ancient location. So this was super bad. So now we have 3 clues on the Temples of Tenochtitlan. This goes in my discard pile, and now I have to draw. Here's my collection of weakness cards. I am going to look for a madness or an injury weakness. So let me go to my Arkham DB. Nope, cancel. We're not doing that. Not doing that. Not doing that. Where is it? Basic weakness set. Alright, we're going to draw a basic weakness. We draw Haunted. That is a curse, so it is not a madness or an injury. So we are going to draw a different weakness. We draw Chronophobia. It is a madness. So save to Jenny Barnes' deck. Looking for Chronophobia. We are going to then put this back in. I'm gonna go grab a sleeve. There are worse injury or weaknesses that I could have drawn. Not a ton. Not a ton worse. Not a huge fan of Chronophobia, but you know, who is? And we will put this down, and we now go to Act 2, past or present. Is this real or a vision? Either way, the secrets of the ancients may hold the key to finding the nexus of Nakai. We want to find paths to the nexus by discovering all of the clues from as many different Tenochtitlan locations as you can before time runs out. If there are 6 Tenochtitlan locations in play with no clues on them, advance. Well, okay, number 1, that's not happening. But at least we have 1 in play, and we'll go from there. So, enemy phase. There are no enemies in play. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card. I get Hard Knocks back, which is good, and we'll take 2 resources. It is the end of the round. End of round effects. We will discard Snake Scourge. We're going to put the second Doom on the agenda. Ooh, look at that. And we will grab the top card from the encounter deck. Timeline Destabilization Test. Willpower 1. It gets +1 difficulty for each ancient location it plays. So there is 1. I cannot add to it. If I fail, I take 1 horror and 1 damage, and we shuffle Timeline Destabilization into the Exploration deck, which is a huge kick in the balls. I succeed. Look at that. Whew. Happy to have succeeded there. Now we are going to 4-2. Now I could just investigate. Because I have Alejandro Vela, it's +1 skill value while investigating an ancient location. However, all it gives me is a 4-2, and remember the skulls are now -3, so I don't want to do that. What I am going to do is just make this impossible to fail. Well, you know, relatively impossible to fail. So my first action, I put Flashlight in play, which I wanted to get another asset in play anyway. My second action is I'm going to investigate. I'm investigating a 4-0. I succeed. There's a +1 I needed. I get the clue, and with my last action, I'm investigating a 4-0 again. I succeed. Alright. I spent 2 supplies for my flashlight to make that happen. So enemy phase, upkeep phase, we're going to draw a card. It's Chronophobia. Look at that. And we're going to take 2 resources. They're Chronophobia. Put it into play in your threat area. At the end of your turn, take 1 direct horror. Well, we will be getting rid of that on the next turn because horror is not something I have a lot of leeway with. Alright, so the boundary broken gets a 3rd doom in play, and we will take the top encounter card. It is Hand of the Brotherhood. Spawn at any empty location. After the last clue is discovered from an ancient location, if Hand of the Brotherhood is ready, place 1 doom on it. While Hand of the Brotherhood is ready, the triggered abilities on its location and connecting locations cannot be triggered, so we'll just put him there, where I will endeavor to take care of him before he causes the agenda to advance. Now, if I had a weapon that could allow me to do more than 1 damage at a time, that would be helpful, but we are, frankly, just not there yet. Alright, so my first 2 actions, I'm going to discard Chronophobia. My last action, I'm going to use the last supply on the flashlight, and we are going to test a 4-0. I succeed, and we are good. Ooh, that elder thing is brutal. Alright, so enemy phase. There is no engaged enemy in play. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card. I get the knife. That gives me 2 damage. The worst thing ever. And we'll take... Oh, since I discovered the last clue, he was ready, he gets that. We're going to take 2 resources. And we'll have to head that way to try to kill him. Mythos phase, we're going to put a doom, so that's the 5th doom in play. And we're going to grab the top encounter card. Serpent's Call, you must either put a set-aside poisoned weakness into play in your threat area or draw the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. It's going to sound crazy. We're drawing encounter cards, kids. I hate being poisoned in this campaign. Alright, so we're going to try to avoid that at all costs. We get the Serpent Attendant Chitlin. When Serpent Attendant Chitlin is at an ancient location with clues on it, it gains Retaliate and Alert. Otherwise, it just has Hunter. After it deals you damage from an attack, if you are not poisoned, put a set-aside poisoned weakness into play. So that's a problem. And then Surge. Each investigator is poisoned, takes 1 damage. I am not poisoned. Tear in Time. So it's a willpower test. Man, this got ugly quick. It's a willpower test. It is a 3 to a 3. Cannot boost it. -1, I fail by 1. I will take 1 horror. Alright. So he doesn't have Alert or Retaliate. He just has Hunter. But I really can't be attacked here. Alright. 5. I have nothing to evade him well. I don't have hard knocks in play. So we're going to play elusive. It's a fast action. I get to disengage from all enemies. Move to a revealed location with no enemies. So I'm going to go from there. Now again, the connections differ when you're in an ancient location than present day. So I'm going to check, make sure I'm connected. I am still connected to Zocalo, so I'm going to move there. That is a really strong card. I hate to use it so early, but frankly I don't think I really had much of a choice the way that was playing out. I have 3 actions now because that's fast. So I'm going to play the knife for my first action. I'm going to move, which makes me engage with the Hand of the Brotherhood. It reveals Coabacan. Shroud value of 2, clue value of 0. I can take 1 damage or horror. I can explore there as well. Well, the cost of exploring is taking 1 damage or horror, which is fine. Now I'm going to try to kill the Hand of the Brotherhood by throwing away the knife, pressing a 5, 2 a 2. We'll leave it at that. Skull, I succeed. It's only a -1. 2 damage. Hand of the Brotherhood is dead. Alright, enemy phase. The Serpent of Tenochtitlan is going to resolve his Hunter keyword. The upkeep phase, I will draw a card. Leo, where you been? Oh, Leo could be really good, actually. I'm going to take 2 resources. Eesh. Gonna try to keep evading that thing, I guess. Alright, I'm going to put the 5th Doom in play. And we're going to draw the top encounter card. Hours from the Trees. Like 1 damage plus 1 additional damage for each ally asset you control. So I take 2 damage. Put 1 on Alejandro, 1 on Jenny. Now I really can't take an attack from that guy. So how do I want to do this? Let's see if I can't get gonna take a damage and we're going to explore, looking for the brown stars, brown stars, brown stars. There we go. Sacred. While you are in Sacred Woods, increase the cost of each card you play by 2. It has a while you're investigating, it gets -1 shroud for each asset you control. So I can actually get a lot of assets out, make that nice and cheap. And the shroud value is 6 otherwise, before it is modified, and the clue value is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's still 3 treacheries in there. We're going to put a clue on here. That was my first action. Now what I want is a Serpent of Tenochtitlan to go there. And because it has a clue on it, if it's an ancient location with a clue on it, he will gain retaliate and alert, and he will not have Hunter, which is good. I can just have him sit there for a while until I figure out how I want to deal with him, because right now I'm not set up to do that. So I'm going to take my second action and move Chapultepec Park, and there's a shroud value of 1 and a clue value of 0. If I fail a willpower test while there, I take 1 horror. I am going to play Leo for 6. And since Leo does have an additional action ability, I have 1 more action because that was my 3rd. I will actually play Emergency Catch and get 3 more resources. Alright, so enemy phase, the serpent at Tenochtitlan. Now, the Sacred Woods ancient location is not connected to Zocalo. I'm sorry, other way around. Zocalo is not connected to the Sacred Woods ancient location. However, the Sacred Woods is still connected to Zocalo. Alright, things get trippy. So as long as you're here, this is still connected to that based on the icons. So Serpent at Tenochtitlan is going to move there. It's going to lose Hunter now. It will gain Retaliate and Alert. And now I'll have a little bit of time to figure out how to attack him. Upkeep phase, I'm going to draw a card. Working a hunch. I'm going to take 2 resources. We are going to interesting. We are going to put the 6 Doom in play on the agenda, and we are going to grab this card, Serpent of Yig. Are you kidding me? Great, more enemies, and I have literally 0 ability to do lots of damage. All right, so. Kind of trapped in this corner now. Fang at you was a bad draw, but he doesn't have Hunter. Question is if I evade him, puts a 3 to a 3. If I fail evading the serpent, he will attack as he is alert, which is a problem. If I take the clues away, he won't be alert. Definitely just trying to avoid being poisoned here. Alright. But if he won't be alert, then we're going to have other issues. That is not connected to the temple, so that's a place I can escape to. Alright, I think I got a plan. I don't know if it's a good one, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so I'm going to play Hard Knocks. There's 5 assets in play. So the Shroud value Sacred Woods would actually be a 1, but that's fine. So I'm going to play 2 to put in Hard Knocks. That does take an attack of opportunity. My second action is I am going to try to evade the Fang of Yig. I'm going to make it a 4 to a 3. I succeed, so he's evaded. Oh. I need more resources. He's not there anymore. Get 2 more resources to end the round. Alright, my third action is I'm going to draw a card, Cap Burglar. Oh, that's interesting. My fourth action is I'm going to asset for me right now, but the +1's also nice. My 4th asset, action, I'm going to take a resource. Alright, so enemy phase, upkeep phase, Finger Gig re-engages. We're going to draw a card, slip away. Oh, perfect. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, we're going to take 2 resources. Alright, this could work. We are going to add the 7th Doom on the agenda. We're going to grab this. Etzli Guardian, any empty location, ancient if able. I'll put it there. Have to put it there. When enemy is attacked or an enemy phase, if Etzli Guardian is ready and engaged, it attacks each investigator in each connecting location. So he will always attack investigators at Zakalo or at the Temple Ruins as long as he's ready and unengaged. Alright, so now we have our work out for us here. So we're going to spend 1 resource to trigger Hard Knock. So I'm doing a 4 to the 3. Reveal another token. If you fail, place a Doom on a cultist enemy. There are no cultist enemies in play. Oh, auto lose. We're going to do a 4 to the 3 again. Star, I succeed. I'm going to move. I'm going to spend 2 to get that clue, which takes away alert. And it's a fast action, so it does not trigger an attack of opportunity. It's my last action now. I'm going to spend 2 to play Slip Away. Now, add your intellect to your skill value for this evasion attempt, which is agility. If you succeed by 2 or more, the evade enemy is non-elite. He is not ready during the next upkeep phase. So at this point, I'm doing a 6 to a 3. I'm tempted to throw in the cat burglar, but I don't want to. 6 to a 3. Tablet. Reveal another token. If you fail, +1, I succeed, and I succeed by more than 2. So the Serpent Antenna Chitlin is going to go there, and I'm going to attach Slip Away to it to indicate that he is not ready in the next upkeep phase. Whew! Alright, enemy phase. There are no ready enemies with the Hunter keyword. Upkeep phase, and enemies will attack, but he only attacks investigators here and here. Upkeep phase, we're going to ready the Fang of Yig. I'm going to take away Slip Away to indicate that he does not ready this upkeep phase. And then we're going to draw a card. I have lockpicks, and we're going to take 2 resources. Alright, there's a lot going on here. Shoot. Alright, Mythos phase. We're going to add 1 Doom to the agenda. That's 8. So this is going to advance. Check your campaign log if Arbinger is still alive. It is. Here he is. He has no damage on him. I only evaded him twice last time I saw him. Following no telltale flash of light, a sudden explosion of thunder blasts across the sky, causing you to jump in shock. As though drawn from the sound, a streak of silver lightning crashes down from the clouds, ripping a tear in the world before you. Through this tear, a familiar creature emerges. It hisses in anger and raises its gilded spear to attack. Now, if there were 6 immortality marks under Yig's Fury for the campaign, there are not, then he would actually engage with me. He would just be spawned at the lead investigator's location. However, since there is not, he will go to the location farthest from all investigators, which means I will put him... That's 1 away, this is 1 away, that's 2 away, that's 3 away. I'll put him over with the Etzli guardian because I want to actually end up at the temple. But he's connected. That's connected to the temple ruins. That's bad. That's bad. If I go up there and I evade him, that could be good. But then I'm taking 2 damage because that dude is going to keep attacking me. Man, and I have none of my weapons. If I could evade him. Attack him. He's alert though, so if I fail, that'd be a bad attack. If I go there, I don't get resources. Alright, my turn. I am taking 3 resources. And I'm moving to Zachimilco. While you are there, you cannot gain resources, which is what I knew. Enemy phase, the Arbinger is going to move here. Upkeep phase, he's going to ready. I'm going to draw a card. Trenchcoat, where you been? And I don't get any resources. Meet those phase. We're putting 1. Oh, I never read this. The barrier is thin. Ichtaca's strength continues to wane as you journey through the strange vision. You've never seen her this troubled. She is often distracted, peering about as though any moment the answer will appear before her. From time to time, she mutters strange phrases to herself. How could this have happened? The answer will be with the ancients. Someone else is here. I know it. Alright, so now we're going to put a doom on that. And we're going to grab the top card. And I might have forgotten to grab a card last time. Yeah, so I definitely forgot to take a encounter card. So this is for the last round, where I needed to test a 3 to a 3. I failed by 1. Again, that was last round, so I'll take a horror for that. And I probably would just kill off Alejandro at that point. And then I'll take the encounter card for this turn. Snake Scourge. Put Snake Scourge into play in your threat area if you are poisoned against Surge. I'm not poisoned, not yet. Although God knows if that's going to stay the same. And we'll go from there. Alright, so now I have 4 actions. I will... put Cat Burglar in play. So now I have a evade of 4. I'm going to move with my second action to Zakala, which means the Arbinger engages with me. I'm going to try to evade him with my third action. I'm going to commit Trenchcoat for its skill icon. So I have a 3, 4 because of Cat Burglar, 5 because of the Trenchcoat, and then I will spend 1 for Hard Knocks, 6 to a 3, and hopefully avoid getting punched in the face with the alert. -2, I succeed. So again, the Arbinger, when you evade or attack him successfully, you put a resource on it. If you get 2 resources on it per investigator, then he just goes away. So that was my third action. My fourth, I'm going to stay there and just attack him next round and just try to be done with him once and for all. I have overpower, so that'd be a 5. I'm going to want resources. So my last action, I'm just going to take a resource. Alright, enemy phase, we're going to resolve the Hunter keyword. Hunter keyword comes back in play because of this dude, because there are no clues on his location. But again, because of the ancient location connections, he has to go the long way. We're going to ready the Arbinger of Elusia. We're going to draw a card. It is Manual Dexterity. That could have been helpful last time. And we'll take 2 resources. Maybe I'll just try to evade him again. That might be smarter. I'll evade that guy. End of round effects. Snake Scourge goes away. Mythos phase, we're putting the third Doom in play. And we are drawing the top encounter card. Peril. I'm not shuffling an ancient location into play. It's self-defeating. So I have to add another Doom. So the window to another time is you must either choose and shuffle an ancient location back into the exploration deck, or place 1 Doom in the current agenda. So I just placed the Doom. It's a pretty obvious choice, to be honest with you. Oh, shoot. I will attack this dude. So that's a... no. I will evade this dude. That is a... That alert's really bad. Alright, that is a 5, 6. So I have 3 base, 1 more for the Cat Burglar, 2 more for Manual Dexterity. So that's a 6. I'm going to add 1 just to avoid the Elder thing. So it's a 7 to a 3. He's still alert. -2. I succeed. So I draw a card. Ooh, interesting. That adds another resource on the Arbinger, so he goes away with a hiss. That was my first action. My next action is I'm going to go... Oh, during the enemy phase, this guy would have attacked me, so I would have taken a damage. With my second action, I'm going to go to the Temple Ruins. It costs 2 actions to explore. I think I need to do it though. Man, another weapon would be nice here. I'm gonna keep getting hit by the Yetzli Guardian every round too. Alright, let's hope to get lucky. So I'm going to explore with my last 2 actions, and hopefully we can get a yellow and maybe get a third ancient location with no clues on it. Oh, look at that. Right on the top. Alright, that's pretty lucky. Alright, so clue value 2, Shroud value 2. Forced after the Temple Mayor enters play, shuffle your discard pile into your deck. Discard cards from the top of your deck until a weakness is discarded. Draw that weakness. Alright. Shuffle a weakness from your discard pile into your deck. Discover 2 clues at your location. That's not a terrible idea. Alright, so we're shuffling my discard pile into my deck. Alright, so I can actually... This is cool. I'll actually be able to get 3, I think, depending on what the next encounter card is. But so we're drawing until a weakness card is discarded. Not a weakness. That's a weakness. This goes in the location farthest from me. That's 1 away. That's 1 away. 2 away, 2 away, 3 away, so it has to go down there. So those are my 4 actions. Enemy phase, we're going to resolve the hunter keyword. Upkeep phase, we are going to draw a card. Lone wolf, we're going to take 2 resources. Oh, also in the enemy phase, the Esli Guardian would have attacked me. Mythos phase, we're putting the 4th Doom on the agenda, so I have 1 turn to get those 2 clues. And we're going to draw the top encounter card. Surge, I'm not poisoned, so that goes away. Fang of Yig, oh, that's brutal. That's not good. This is that discard. Alright, how did I get both things of Yigs? Shoot. So I need to invade, investigate, investigate, and move. Don't want to take 2 attacks of opportunity. I'm evading a 7 to a 4. Do I want James? Oh. No, I need that. I'm gonna need some ability to do damage. I'm evading a 5 to a 3. So I have 3 cat burglars, 4 lone wolf, depending that for the skill icon is 5. I am going to spend 2 resources, no, one resource to make it a 6. So now I protect it against the skull. There we go. Alright, so that's 1 evaded. I'm now investigating a 3, 4, 5 to a 2. Another weakness, I gotta put it in my deck and then put it back out and gotten those good clues, but I'm gonna have to do it the hard way now. So a 5 to a 2. I get another skull, I succeed. I draw a card. Ooh, that will help. And now I'm going to do another 5 to a 2 with my 3rd action. 3 things I don't want to see. Jesus. That was one of them. Shoot. Skull auto ruse. Due for a good one. He's gonna come up and attack me. Oh, that's super bad. It's super bad. I'm gonna get poisoned. That's fine. 3 to a 2. Come on, one time. Oh, that's bad. All of that is bad. All right. Man, I went all in and nothing good came out of that. Man, that's bad. It's really bad. Shoot. A -2. Could have actually thrown Jenny's gun at it. Alright, enemy phase. Serpent comes. He attacks me. I have to take a poisoned weakness now. I get 1 damage and 1 horror. Upkeep phase. This guy readies. So now I'm attached to both of them. He's going to attack me. I'm going to take another damage. Upkeep phase, I draw a card. That's funny. If I just drew a card, I would have been able to do it. I take 2 resources. Oh. Can a player commit cards now because I'm poisoned? Great. Meet those phase. We're going to put the 5th doom on the agenda. So there's my opportunity to get more clues. These silver flashes of lightning become more frequent and the sky starts to split open. Thunder rumbles in the distance and you watch as the skylines of both cities, the present-day city and its ancient predecessor, are consumed in a giant stone maw. 6 pillars surround the cavernous opening, each glowing vibrantly. A red hue erupts from the center of the opening and the ground shakes with the force of an earthquake. We've seen enough. We must get out of here while we still can. Ichtaca shouts. For the first time since meeting her, you hear trembling in her voice. Find each Tenochtitlan location to play with no clues on it. So that's Sacred Woods. That's the temples of Tenochtitlan. And add them to the victory display. Then, for each present-day location, replace it. Search the exclamation there with a location that matches the upper left corner. Place it on top of that location, taking its place. So we're going to look for a blue. Looking for a blue. Alright. Each investigator at Chapultepec Hill gets -2 willpower. We're now looking for a brown. Alright. Each investigator at this location discards 10 cards. Looking for a green. After Canals enters play, but 4 resources on it. Each Canals of Tenochtitlan gets +1 shroud for each resource on it. We gotta put clues on these. So this is 1 clue. This is 1 clue. This is 1 clue. Looking for a red now. Alright, after it enters play, each investigator there takes 1 direct damage. And now we just need 1 orange. Shroud value 4. After it's play, each investigator there takes 1 direct horror. So that's the investigation deck. It's all locations. Each investigator loses all of his or her clues. Spawn to set aside Padma Amrita in the Temple Mayor, which is she's now engaged with me as well for fun. It says she's alert, retaliate hunter. When she is ready, clues cannot be discovered from each ancient location. If she attacks you, you have at least one clue on you. Flip one of your clues to its doom side, otherwise take 3 horror. Alright, so I'm also poisoned. And Lizzie's out there for good reason. So now we're going to remove the current act deck from the game, put the set aside Act 3A and Agenda 3A in play as a current act and agenda. So Act 3A. Ichtaca points to the temple in the distance, shouting over the raging storm. It was her. She is the one trapping us here. She's known all along. One way or another, if you want to get back home, you'll have to slip through the rift Padma entered from. If Padma and Rita is defeated, advance. If investigators in Temple Mayor spend the records and the clues, advance. Time collapsing. Alejandro's former critic stands atop the steps of the main temple, her true self revealed to you. Silver streaks of lightning went through her open arms. Coiled about her feet is an army of hissing cobras. Only the chosen can find the nexus. Only I am worthy. Great. Padma. She has 3 health. I do have Dynamite Blast somewhere in this deck of mine. Oh, I'm poisoned now because that's fun. Alright, this. Go here. Whew. Alright, so. I can't get clues while she's ready. I do have my guns here. Attacks of opportunity. I'm engaged with 3 of these guys. So what I need to do is I'm going to exhaust Cat Burglar and move to a connecting location. So I can disengage from each enemy engaged with you and move to a location. This does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That's 1. I'm going to put Jenny's twins 45s in play, which makes I have to discard the flashlight, and I'm going to put it in play with all my money. That's 2. Alright. So 2 of these have Hunter, which is a problem. I could stay there. I could try to take care of Izzy, but it's going to be 2 more moves just to get to her. My best bet to beat this scenario is to kill Padma, because it would take 2 bullets if I can avoid that trauma. I didn't draw a encounter card again. Right? Yeah, I didn't draw an encounter card again. That's fine. Oh. I must either shoot and shovel an ancient location back into the expedition deck. Yeah, fine. I will shuffle. Oh, that changes locations. I will shuffle this guy back in play. Who cares? I did that. just put a Doom on. I mean, I'm gonna kill it within 6 anyway. I mean, I'm not just, I don't know. I'm sure I could do it. Doesn't say I can, but that's fine. We'll just keep it simple. Do want to take care of Izzy. That's gonna be a tough investigate, man. Oof. So I exhausted Cat Burglar. I put the twin 45s in play. That's fine. I'll just take that one attack. 6. 1, 2, 3. I want to stay there, so I still get resources. I will draw a card. That's fine. So enemy phase. Tama's gonna move there. The serpent stays because there is a clue there, so he loses Hunter. I'm gonna take a damage. Upkeep phase. Fang of Yig stays there. I'm gonna draw a card. Take 2 resources. End of round effects. Mythos phase. Shuffle. Ugh, man, that's not great. Shuffle. Hard Knocks. Definitely not great. Alright, investigation phase, I'm going to move. If you have 3 or fewer remaining sanity. Oh man. I'm good with sanity. Shoot, I wish I had less sanity. So my first action is I moved. My second action, if I take a horror, I take a direct damage, so I should probably discard that, because I might end up taking a horror. I have one more action. I will draw a card. Alright, enemy phase, resolve the Hunter keyword. He no longer attacks me because I am not next to him. Upkeep phase, draw a card. Take 2 resources. Nope, I get no resources. There. Alright. Third Doom on the agenda. Drawing a counter card. Any empty location, ancient if able. Put that up. Nope, empty location. It's only there. Oh man, are you serious? He's gonna start attacking me now. That's not good. Alright, it's the end of my turn there. Alright, I'm gonna draw a card. Ichtaca. I'm going to commit that for a 5 to a 4. Doing an investigation on Izzy. I wish I had less sanity. Yes. Got rid of Izzy. And with my last action, I'm going to move to Sacred Woods, where Esley Guardian won't attack me, which is good. So enemy phase, I'm going to resolve the hunter keyword. Don't get attacks. Upkeep phase, draw a card. Perfect. Take 2 resources because I get resources again because I'm no longer at the lake. Oh, wait a second. I gained resources last time because that's the ancient location. Cool. Mythos phase, adding 1 doom. Taking this. Take 3 damage. I'm gonna put 1 damage on Leo. On Jenny. Oh shoot. I have to kill all my assets. That wasn't good. And I am 1 away from death. Alrighty then. I am gonna put Ichtaca in play. Find clothes in play. That's 5. One, 2, and I will then draw a card. Switchblade. Enemy phase, Padma moves, she engages me, she's going to attack, I'm going to take 3 horror. Mythos phase, this should happen last 2 rounds. Mythos phase, the 5th doom in play. This pulls, test. Oh man. I'm gonna lose this horribly. I'll throw away Find Clothes. This gets shuffled into the exploration deck, which is just meaningless at this point. Alright, so here we are. I am attacking Padma. She has retaliate, so losing is bad because I think it would kill me, or at least kill Ichtaca. So I basically just need to get 2 shots, or I can do that. Huh. No, I don't have the resources. Oh. No, I drew a card. Actually, I never did my upkeep phase. So I draw a card, and I take 2 resources. Alright, so we are going to attack with my 3 money. So I am attacking with a 3. Padma has vengeance, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to a 5, 9 to a 5. 2 things I don't want to see. 9 to a 5. I succeed. Padma has 3 damage, and she is dead. Alright, when Padma is defeated, advance. If Padma is defeated, you fools. Padma drops to her knees, bleeding out from her wounds. She looks up into Ichtaca's eyes, pleading with her. How could you? She's about to say something else when Ichtaca silences her with an arrow fired into her lung. Go, says Ichtaca. I'll be right behind you. You shake off your fear and step through the rift. R1. Alright. You are assailed by a prismatic assortment of colors and lights as your mind hurtles back into place. When you next open your eyes, you are laying in the city's central plaza, your head still spinning from the sensation of plummeting. A small voice in the back of your mind tells you it was all a figment of your imagination, a daydream. It is the voice of self-preservation warning you to avoid the path of lunacy you have set upon. You ignore it and rise to your feet, your legs trembling with terror and exhaustion. That woman, she must have realized who I am and followed through the breach I made. Perhaps she wished to know the location of the Nexus as well, Ichtaca says cryptically. Your head pulses with pain as you attempt to remember the events of the past few hours. You saw it, did you not? The cave, the maw in the sky, bathed in red. She continues searching the sky in contemplation. It must be the path that leads to the Nexus. It is difficult for you to recall with precision what happened on the other side, but the image of the red cavern flickers across your memory. You confirm with Ichtaca that you saw the cavern as well, and ask her how she knows it leads to the Nexus. Her bloodshot gaze meets yours, and you think you spot the hint of a smirk tugging on her lips. It is a difficult thing, peering across the boundary, into the very threads of time. Perhaps you are more than you seem, she responds, the irony of her statement lost on her. Though she departs without answering your question, you understand the answer that remains unspoken. In the haze of broken timelines and unexplainable phenomena, the path you saw was one future, a future you intend to fulfill. In your campaign log, record that X paths are known to you. So I only got 2. It was a very disappointing bad pull when I was up at the temple. So 2 paths are known to me. The Harbinger, as Ichtaca does not have confidence in me because I did not get 3 or more. Harbinger still alive at 0 damage. Yig's Fury will be Padma has 2 vengeance points on her. We get Victory X, which is 2 and a +1 for each 10 at Chitlin location, so that's 4. And so we're going to record scenario results. It's going to be R1, 4 experience. That's so disappointing. Alright, so we will save and upgrade. I also was poisoned, which isn't great. Alright, interlude 3. The jungle beckons. Once more you venture south, leaving the safety of civilization behind. There is no time to waste. The path to the Nexus lies on familiar ground, not far from the previous expedition's trail. Using the leather-bound journal as your guide, you retrace the expedition's journey. Soon you are deep within the jungle, surrounded on all sides by hazards, some natural, others bizarre. In order, read each of the following sections. We have gas, so we will cross out the last gasoline from our supplies. Check your supplies. If any investigator has a map, I do not. We begin the next scenario with 3 less resources because I do not have provisions. So I will start with only 2 resources. Alright, so that will go there. Each of us may cross it off. I'm not gonna take care of the poison just yet. I'm gonna keep my medicine for later, and it's a little risky, but I think that's the right play. I'd rather there will be other opportunities to get rid of the poison, and I just think right now is not the best time to do so. So we are going to save and upgrade. We're going to take 1 physical trauma. We do not have a canteen. If all the following are true, nope, we do not have 2 cultists in the bag, and Ichtaca does not have confidence in us. So we now have this and this. Save. For experience. Then we go to 5. All right. I am going to try to hoard some experience right now. There's some exceptional, literally the keyword exceptional, rogue cards that I'm going to want to have access to. So I'm not going to do anything with spending experience for the next scenario. Definitely made some mistakes in thinking this scenario. The gun ended up not being useful at all. But, you know, backstab worked out, so that's good. Got a little unlucky with that one pull. Do have another weakness in our deck now, which isn't great. So that's 3 weaknesses. Glad I was able to get rid of searching for Izzy to keep my mental trauma a little bit more under control. High Roller was a card I never got. Deduction. I mean, there are definitely some good cards in here. Expedition Journal is usually helpful, but haven't been able to take advantage of that. Next scenario is kind of a mixed bag for me, but we will get to it. I feel like there's a little bit of like a cheat code built in, which is fine, but you know, can't be that disappointed with how this scenario played out. Would have really loved to get that third pathway discovered, because it really just doesn't make the next scenario that much easier the less you have to deal with, as you'll see. But thanks for joining me. Any questions, comments, put them in the comment section below. Any mistakes I made, happy to know. I definitely noticed I didn't draw the encounter card that one time, but think I was on top of it for the rest of it. But that's Arkham for you. A lot going on, a lot of moving parts. But again, thanks for joining me. Happy gaming, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.